Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Rich Guzman.
Hi guys, I'm Anastasia Halls, better known as Coach Ace.
And welcome to Ace and Rich Freedom by Design. And this is personal development, a brand new volume. And what I want to talk about is...
Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Rich Guzman.
Oh, we got a delay there. Want to talk about today about Les Brown, about personal development's episode today because what we're going to be doing over the next few Mondays, we want to go over different personal development leaders, how they touched my life, inspired your life as well.
Oh, I love Les Brown.
And today is definitely about Les Brown. And we're going to be going over some of the words that he's spoken and that really has attributed to, part of our success. Because when we were first getting started, we had quite a few personal development speakers that we've always followed and we've always were mentored by. And, we turned our vehicle to a moving university. So we would listen to, tons of different personal development speakers. And today we want to talk about Les Brown because it's just so powerful. The words that this man has literally spoke to us. You know what I mean? It's just amazing. And Les Brown's been going through some challenges too.
Well, I actually met him when I was really young.
See, I didn't get to meet him.
Yeah, I did.
So that's going to be phenomenal.
Right before the network marketing industry started taking off, I remember I think I was in New York, and my sponsor took me to go meet him, and he was talking about his book. I didn't know who this guy was, but the way he spoken on stage, I was just first I went from this, just like this at the time,
attitude,
with my attitude, and then I went
amazed, huh? Yeah,
it was just oh wow, that's awesome, and what inspiration his story with his mom and stuff.
Absolutely.
I can't get enough of it because he tells the story so well, and he anywhere he travels, he tells the story, and every parts of the story has a lesson that can be applied in your life for success.
That is so true. So true.
Yeah.
So here we got over here, Sally LaRose up here on the YouTube, Freedom by Design, baby. We got other people actually watching. We got 4 watchers right now. We also got some people over here on Facebook that are just climbing up right now. Mandy, what's happening? Rhonda Sykes, what's happening? Tracy Lee. And let's see. Mandy, good to see you. And we got more people hopping on, so give a few more minutes and we can get the party started.
They say your hair look more poofy today.
More poofy.
Looks more poofy today.
Yeah, it must be the organic shampoo or something. I got it puffing out with this side? Yeah, this side. So, cool. So let's get the show started. I want to talk about this because it's been a really huge inspiration. And welcome, Diane Robin. It's a huge inspiration for us, and it's going to be great. Like I said, on Mondays, we're going to be talking about a lot of different personal development speakers, the words that they've spoken, and how we became inspired to be entrepreneurs, to succeed being an online entrepreneur. So
absolutely.
It's going to be really, really great over this next few Mondays. I can't wait to share some insight.
Well, let's get into the insight now. Let's talk about this one.
So let's, right now, Les Brown, let's start with one of the first things that he ever talked about, you know what I mean? And it was talking about be willing to go out in pursuit of your dreams. Ultimately, it will pay off. You are the most powerful than you think you are. Go for it.
Absolutely. You really are more powerful than you think you are because, when it comes to the whole mindset and personal development and personal growth, you really can't, some people are programmed to think of failure. It's the brain is programmed for failure. It's
designed by default, yeah.
It's designed to default, to step back, to see the impossible, and to go, you know what, this is not going to happen for me. But if your dream is really big, if your dream scares you enough that it's it gives you the heebie-jeebies, the goosebumps or whatever you call it, the knot in your stomach, then that dream, that big, hairy, scary dream is what you should ultimately go after, no matter what obstacles come in your way, because you are more powerful than you think you are. And that's when you take action, and that's when you go for it, and it can happen.
I agree 100% on that. I mean, you just have to really just pursue what you're looking for in your life, and don't look back. There's going to be obstacles along the way. It's normal,
Yes.
But like you said, you're more powerful than you think. So just go for it. Okay?
Yes. Listen to yourself and the voice that's in your heart, not up here, and it will lead you to your goal. That's another thing that he talks about.
Yeah, listen to yourself and that voice. We all have that inner voice inside of us that just, speaks to us, but the majority that don't listen to that inner voice are the ones that actually perish, okay?
Yeah,
totally. But the ones that are brave enough to listen to that inner voice and say, you know what, this is possible. then this is where you start to really open up a whole new spectrum in your life. If you're brave enough to listen to that inner voice.
Yes.
Definitely. He also said there are 3 ingredients in a good life: learning, earning, and yearning.
That's a mature word. Yearn, to yearn for something. Yearning, right? To yearn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way I look at yearning is really to want to always learn more
Uh-huh.
and to be better than you were the day before.
Yes. Yes.
Right? We're not going to be perfect. We know that. But if we're yearning to learn more about ourselves and be better, and here's the thing, guys, it's not really about anybody else around you. It's more about your internal self. And if you really believe in yourself and you really believe that it's possible for whatever you're trying to achieve, your goals, then that's when you yearn for something that strongly, it's going to happen. It's just literally going to happen.
Right.
It's just time, going through the journey, learning, and it's never about, it's great about reaching a goal, but it's never really about the goal itself. It's about the journey along getting to that goal.
Yes.
That you really learn a lot about yourself.
All about
the
the journey.
You learn about I never knew that about myself. I need to work on that. You know what I mean? And you just realize different things that you never really thought of. And success is really geared towards how harder can I work on me, okay? And that's the key. That's when for me, like I always yearn to learn more about me and how could I become better, because I know I'm not perfect, but I know that I could be greater and greater every single day, and that to me matters.
Yes. The other thing he talks about, Les Brown says, you have to be willing to allow the person you are today to die so that you can give birth to the person you are meant to become. That one is really
favorite.
Powerful.
That one is my favorite.
And you know what? It's true, because when I had my situation where I was this old egotistical bitch, and I literally was like, I'm being real. I'm being real. I was egotistical. I was bitchy. I was complaining about every single thing. Never put a thought into it whatsoever about what it could do or how it affects others, and just only thought about myself. That right there, like, you got to be clean and come clean and keep it real with yourself, and let that person that is holding you back, that old self, the old you, that current you, if it's doing it right now, let it die.
No,
Get rid of it.
I've talked to you about this before when we met, about the hardest thing that people are going to be challenged with is being honest with themselves.
Yes.
And when they lie to themselves, they literally don't really, really want to look at themselves in the mirror, okay? And that's metaphorically speaking.
Yes.
You really have to look at yourself. Am I really being honest with myself here?
Absolutely.
Am I really doing the things necessary to reach those goals? And if you're lying to yourself, then you're doing yourself a disjustice.
You are.
If you are honest with yourself and totally raw with yourself,
right,
and you realize where you've gone wrong, this is how you can learn and move forward and become a better entrepreneur, a better leader, a better individual who wants to achieve those goals.
And that's the journey that entrepreneurs have to take if we're on that path. If we're told by our mentors, such as Les Brown, to read the books, listen to the audios, watch the seminars, attend workshops, keep taking classes, those types of things are telling you to become a better person for the future you, for the future self, because the old you is going to die out. That old you is not going to help you become successful. That old you is going to keep you held back. If you keep holding on to that current you will never, ever succeed. You will never change your circumstance. You will never be able to move forward.
Oh, this is why you have to change you. You have to change yourself.
You do, absolutely.
And it's not a bad thing. It's not a negative thing. It's actually a positive thing. It's a yearning, a growth thing, right?
Almost like being born again.
No, it's true, because like for me, if I look back then, years ago,
yes.
If I can go back in time and look at my old self, honestly, I can truly say that I don't recognize the old me anymore.
Neither do I.
You know what I mean? I'm a totally different person. I become this person through personal development training over many years, and taking action on what I'm learning. Been able to help a lot of people. Mentor. I've been able to hire other millionaires and mentors to really help me grow even more. And not only that, but I've also been able to just realize the big picture. And when you really realize the big picture, it's not really about, it's about you, but it's about the big picture. It's about the whole mission.
Yes.
What is it that you're yearning for?
Don't be afraid of the change. Yeah. Don't be afraid of the transformation, because, here's a real audience shocker. when I was starting out, before I even became an entrepreneur, I was the shyest girl in class. And now my class reunion from class of 1998 from Trenton High, they look at me and they're like, you talk more than you talked before. They're like, I can't believe you're a speaker now.
It's like,
because
yeah.
I was the quiet one. I did not speak. I was very shy.
You know what, though? But I remember when I first met you, I said, you have it in you.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
even when you didn't see it in the beginning,
Yeah.
I said, I just see something in you. Like, you have something about you
Uh-huh.
that you just need to learn how to become that person
Yeah.
that I see.
Yes.
But also, I know that you've also always told me, I want to help people. I want to go out there and I want to speak and I want to share knowledge and all this stuff. And now you're doing it.
Yeah.
So, how does it feel? I mean, how does that really feel?
It feels amazing. It feels amazing because that's a dream come true. I always wanted to do that.
But were you ready back then?
Oh gosh, no.
Right? It's that change.
But
It
even
really-
though I wasn't ready for it, I still strive for it. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Because if you got nothing to strive for, the old you's never gonna die. You
Right.
have to keep going forward, even if it scares you, if it's uncomfortable.
Oh, it's gonna be
all
uncomfortable.
supposed
Yeah,
to happen.
absolutely.
It's all supposed to happen.
Absolutely. Now, here's the other thing that Les Brown said. Other people's opinions does not have to become your reality.
Oh,
I
good
say
gosh.
this a lot.
Yes.
And it must be because it came from him.
Yeah.
Because, you do all this training over the years and when you speak, you just say these things subconsciously because you've learned to put these success habits, subconsciously into your mind.
Well, they're false identities because, society will give you a label. Society will say something to you that you are totally not. It happened to Les Brown. They said that he was literally, uneligible, like he could not learn. And
Yeah.
you know what? If he would have gave faith into
They
that,
call
if
him
he would have
mentally
believed
retarded.
it, yeah, they
Yeah.
said that he was mentally retarded. They said, how can you... if you give people power over you
Mm-hmm.
and they allow it to be labeled, you're gonna believe it. That's a false identity. It's like our kids, right? When their kids go to school, the teachers are literally gunning to see which child has ADD or ADHD just so that we could shove medicine down our kids' throats and put them like drones or zombies. Listen, my child is educated and self-educated. And that's the thing you got to understand. It's not that the child has ADD or ADHD. It's just they learn differently.
Yes.
And you know what? You can't just try to control our children with
slap a
medicine like
label.
that.
Yeah,
and
slap
slap a
it,
label
yeah.
on somebody. And that's why some of these adults, they feel like they're losers. Their self-esteem goes down, and then they let that become their reality.
Right. So really, you have to understand that
Can't let
you
that.
can't let anybody's other opinion, okay,
That's the
become
definition.
your reality.
It's not.
The question is what do you see as your reality?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the question. Can you see your reality? Can you see your reality tomorrow? Can you see your reality next month? Could you see your reality 6 months from now, a year, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? If you can see your reality like that, then that means you have a vision. And if you have a vision, no matter what anybody's opinion is, it cannot even make a dent
Nope.
in what you see in your reality. Okay, remember that.
That's
Very,
right.
very important. So other people's opinion does not have to become your reality.
I like this one by Les Brown. He says, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great.
That's so true.
That statement is enough on its own. Doesn't even need any explanation because it's so true and it's so to the point. It's straightforward. You really got to get started. A lot of people think they have to know everything about everything, especially with entrepreneurism, that they have to know about business, that they have to know about launching, that they have to know about the product itself, that they have to understand comp plans, all of that stuff, right? You don't have to know it all just to be great. But you got to try. You got to get started. Even if you fail, it's supposed to be a part of the process.
You'll never really learn from that mistake.
You never learn.
Now the next thing he says that really inspires me is live out your imagination instead of out of your memory. And the way I look at that is a lot of people hold on to too many things from the past. Okay, and if they hold on to too many things from the past,
Yes.
how can you really, attract that vision of the future? How can you attract that vision of what you want, of your reality, what I just spoke about?
Right.
You can't. It is impossible. Okay, it's like a magnet. You know how like two magnets, when they face the opposite way, how they just bounce off each other, right?
Yeah.
They just don't click.
No.
how do you expect to connect, okay, with your future reality if you're focusing on just your past? It is impossible. It can't happen. It's a law. It's a rule. You know, it just won't work.
It's definitely a law.
Yeah, so you have to make sure that you focus on your imagination. Imagination is one of the most beautiful things that was given to us as we were born on this planet, okay?
Right.
The imagination is so powerful because that imagination can take you so far.
Right.
Like for me, when I first got started, you know, as an entrepreneur, my imagination was that I wanted to travel. I wanted to speak on stage. I wanted to meet a whole bunch of new people. I wanted to learn some great new skill sets. You know, fast forward, you know, from 2008 to 2018 now, I'm doing exactly what my imagination was thinking, because what I wanted. The imagination is the most beautiful piece of assets that we have inside of us to really create our reality. It's so amazing.
And if you want me to blow your mind right now,
But a lot of kids, they have an imagination, but as they get older, they lose that imagination as you become an adult. Never lose your imagination. The imagination
that's a good point. Yeah.
is the most beautiful, beautiful thing that you can cherish.
So what I wanted to say on top of that I wanted to add is, if you really want me to blow your mind, okay, everything that you have and are around you is all built upon someone's imagination. So if you look at your watch, right, Rich has the Apple Watch. That came from Steve Jobs' imagination. Okay, let that marinate a minute. Okay.
Oh, here's iPhone.
Our technology is from somebody's imagination. Go as far back as history as someone wearing glasses. Okay, that is a part of imagination. The sneakers you wear on your feet, that's a part of somebody's imagination. The structures that you walk into day in and day out was a part of somebody's imagination. As you can see, never let your imagination die, because it can take you places.
Exactly. Absolutely.
All right, so one more is I'll do this one. Perfection. Okay, so two more. So perfection does not exist, okay? You can always do better and you can always grow. I say that people who try to strive for perfection will go insane, okay? And people think that you have to be perfect in everything that you do. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You can do perfect practice, but you cannot be perfect.
You'll never be perfect.
You won't. Michael Jackson tried that. Didn't happen.
You'll never be perfect because
Yeah.
how can you learn if you're perfect?
Exactly.
How can you grow and discover things if you're perfect?
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. It's a facade.
Yes.
It's not real.
Yes.
And you can always do better by striving to be better every day.
And do you know why I refer to Michael Jackson? Because Michael Jackson is one of the greatest singers of all time, okay? And the thing is, he's an artist, he's a performer, he's a actor. He's great at every single thing, but he's not perfect. A lot of people say, "Oh, he's perfect. He's on point. He's crisp when he does his moves and things like that." No, it's because Michael did practice and he never stopped practicing. And when you actually want to be good at something, you don't have to be perfect. You just need to put the perfect practice into work.
Yeah. So the last but not least, okay, I've saved this one for last because I think it was really, really important to save it for last, is that forgive yourself for your faults and your mistakes and move on. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people, they get hung up in, like, when they do something wrong. And it's because it stems from childhood, when parents say, "Oh, well, you did wrong. You shouldn't have done that. That's wrong. That's wrong." And what happens is we take that with us as we get older. So it's harder to forgive ourselves when we make a mistake. We're like, "Oh God," it's like that psychologically we feel like we're being punished, self-punishment, right? So forgive yourself. It's okay to forgive yourself. You know, you're gonna have faults. You're gonna make mistakes. Move on.
Yeah.
Okay, move on.
I agree. Move on, definitely. And it's so true. You do need to forgive yourself. You make a mistake, it's all a learning process.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how do you guys like this? How do you like us, elaborating on Les Brown and, really more about personal development speakers, how we've been inspired over the years to really teach us how to become better people, better entrepreneurs,
Yes.
Better thinkers, better doers, and things like that. I mean, you guys like this? We'll do this, more and more. Okay. Let me head over to the chat and see if anybody's got any comments, questions.
Comments or questions, if you have any cues, go ahead and post a cue about the topic that we're talking about today, and we'll go ahead and answer them. And let's take a look at some of the comments here. Rich, you want to go over on Facebook?
Yep, I'm on Facebook right now. Let me see here. Everybody's just saying, I love Les Brown. I love Les Brown. Les Brown is awesome.
Shocker.
So true.
Ace, shy? No way. Yes way.
Good morning, Warner.
I was very shy. Yeah. See? People grow. People grow.
Yes, they do. Yep. George Jolly also met Les Brown.
Awesome.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, I think we talked with her in Reno about that.
Yep.
Didn't we? Yeah.
No, I mean, guys, when things were really hard in the beginning, for us, and then for me, like traveling from work,
Yeah.
I would always listen to Les Brown, other personal development speakers. We'll get to that in the future.
Even when we worked out today, when we did our workout, we were listening to Les Brown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's just amazing information that it's technology. And you can look at it that way. When you have personal development leaders speaking about how to become better, a better self, okay? That's what it's all about, is that you have to understand that is so powerful, and it's a powerful technology. It's called reprogramming your thoughts and your brain on how to think differently to become better. So let's see what else we got.
Di
here.
Robin says, so that is what is wrong with Robin. She has gone insane trying to be perfect. Laugh out loud. Oh man, poor Robin.
You will go crazy if you try to be perfect. Just be better every day. Just try to be the best that you can. And what I like to say is, I like people to be their best, right? Not the best. Be your best.
Yes.
Because everybody's best is differently. Santa Lorel says, forgiveness is the hand that lifts you up and raises high those around you.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
He also said, having to know everything was my greatest holdback. I wouldn't start anything unless I knew how to do it all. Now I can't wait to make my next mistake to grow.
That is phenomenal. I love that comment.
That's beautiful.
He says he's looking forward to make the mistake so that he can grow. Isn't that awesome?
That's beautiful.
That's freaking awesome. So look forward to making the mistakes so you can grow. I say, and you say, fell forward as fast as you can so you can get successful, okay?
That's why when people actually, we mentor these people.
Yes.
People that join us when we mentor them, we kick them off the cliff fairly quickly. They can build a parachute on the way down. And what happens is we see people get results.
Yes.
But more importantly, we see them grow. And that is the way to do it, guys, okay?
Karen Petty says, Les Brown was a member of my church years ago in Warren, Michigan, and he would do talks with us once a month. Same with Wayne Dyer.
Oh my God, really? That's amazing.
Honor. How awesome is that?
That is an honor. That is an honor.
Ladies' church.
That's some memories to definitely take with you.
I'll be at that church too listening to lesson.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just, oh my God, amazing.
Thanks for sharing that, Karen.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Let's see. Mandy says, Q, what is the best way to not let the fact we are still growing hold us back in our business?
What's the best way What's the best way to let the fact that we are still growing hold us back? Well, understand that even like if you look back when you went to school for the first time, you didn't know arithmetic right away. You didn't know multiplication right away. You didn't know division right away. It takes time to learn skill sets.
Exactly.
So you have to really realize that you are on a journey, and all you're doing is learning a new skill set, right? And then take action on that skill set. See, the difference is between school and then when you're an entrepreneur, whatever you learn, you're taking action on. When you actually are in school, it's philosophy, and you're just learning, and that's it, right? You take it with you for the future, but honestly, what are you taking action on in multiplication? Are you starting to be an accountant? Then it would, come in handy, right? Understand that this is what I'm talking about. Like, there's a big difference when it comes to being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It's not just learning like school. It's learning, but it's also doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, I had this conversation with my son, but I also had this conversation with Mandy. The people around you who want to see you succeed, the people who are expecting you to be great, they have to understand this factor as well. You can't go to kindergarten and expect to have your high school diploma in 24 hours. It doesn't work that way. Okay, it does all take time, and the key factor in being successful or achieving success is patience.
Yes,
you have to be patient. It's one of the most tests of time that you must withstand is the patience part. Patience. A lot of people have zero tolerance for patience. They want everything now, and it's because we live in a microwave society. Everything is all microwave. I want it now. Okay, you want the popcorn, put it in, popcorn pops, it's ready to go. It's not like that. You cannot operate your business or in things that you need to do and accomplish in your life with a microwave mentality. You can't.
No, you really can't.
I like what Karen says. She says, what you know now is because you learned it. And once you learn it, it becomes second nature. It does, with consistency.
Right, and it just becomes like, it goes into your subconscious mind, and you just do things, just because you do it, because it's been programmed.
The day you were, she says, Karen says, I always tell others, the day you were born, you knew nothing.
Yeah, it's a clean slate.
Very clean slate. So, when you think about when you become parents and, you're a mother, I'm talking to the mothers out there, and, you have a child, and you look at this child, and you got this beautiful bundle of joy in your hands, and that brain is so young, so fresh. It's like a brand new computer. And remember, what you put in it is going to soak it up like a sponge.
Absolutely.
So you got to think about all of the good things that you could put in that child's head, in that child's brain, in order for them to amount to the person that they are 20, 30 years from now. You got to think like that. But a lot of people don't care. A lot of people don't think about that when they're raising their kids. They just think, oh, I have a cute little baby and I'm just goo goo gaga. I didn't do that with my child. I made sure I put a lot of thought into what I was going to put as new thoughts for the child that had a clean slate.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay? So you yourself, it's not too late for you no matter how old you are. Even though you were born and you knew nothing, now you know what you know now. Yes, due through programming, just like Rich said, you have to reprogram, and that's where personal development.
Yeah.
Unlearning.
Unlearn.
Hardest thing to do, but you gotta strive for it.
Yeah. George Shaw says, a question. I am an excellent employee. How I take my work ethics and, what did it say? Literally gets things done above and beyond in work and translate into my own business. And this is true. My coach, he told me about that. He says, like, when you do something, make sure that you do it well. Don't just drift and barely just to get by. Go above and beyond. And whatever you do in everything.
Right. The same way you do things at work is the same way you should treat your business. And a lot of people don't do that because they think of it as a hobby. But knowing you, Joyce, I know you're not treating it like a hobby. You're definitely treating it like a business. But you're trying to find that common ground where you can structure and have a strategy in place so you know what you're doing day in and day out after you get out of work or before you go to work, right? Yeah. So, that's a really good trait to have. So definitely when you do have a job, that job can be your training ground. You already have your skill sets and your discipline at your job. Why can't you do the same thing you do for your job, but you only get paid less to what you do in this industry? You get paid more.
We got time for one more question, and Tracy Lee says...
I love Les Brown. You are so right. When I talk to you in Reno, I'm going through some really negative times, but I'm working through it and still growing mentally, trying to move out. I'm probably gonna be on my own, but I will never quit. Family doesn't want me in my business. It's coming down to just leaving.
Ooh.
Well, here's the thing. If the people that that you are around doesn't support your happiness, doesn't support your dreams, doesn't support your goals, doesn't support what you're trying to do as much as if they're a part of that journey, the way I look at it is this: you got to let them go. And if it means that you have to take, drastic measures like that, as long as you thought this through, pros and cons of it, then do what you got to do, because you'll become a better person 10 times better. And if those people are still around, even through the tough times and the rough times that you are going through your journey before you become successful, those are the people you want to keep around, because those are the people that really support you. And the ones that don't support you, like I always say, if you didn't like me when I was broke, then don't like me more when I'm rich. You know what I mean? Just how it is.
It's true. No. It's true, because, if you look at it, and I got something to say about this, is that I know what you're going through, Tracy, because we had a talk in Reno and everything. Understand that nothing is ever easy for change. Nothing is ever easy for change. You're going through a change right now, And I want you to think about it that it might be a little rough in the beginning, but when you come out of it, you're going to be 10 times stronger than when you first left. So you're going to look back and go, wow, I'm so glad I did, because now I feel more free. My mind feels more clear. I could think better. Because here's my philosophy, and I've always been like this since day one. If someone loves you, they love you for who you are, not what you do. They love you for who you are, not what you do. That's unconditional love as well. You know, people come together in successful relationships. People work together at it. Like when I first met Ace, like I accepted her, even the dire circumstances that things were going through in the beginning when I met her, when we actually were going through homelessness, we still loved each other for who we were. It didn't matter the circumstances, right? It mattered that we cared because we love each other as human beings. It's irrelevant what I do. It's irrelevant what she does.
Right.
Right? What matters is that why do we care about each other? It's about connection of a human being. It's not about like, oh, so what do you do? You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. To me, I've always thought that way since I was young, and it just always served me well. Like, if you can't accept me for who I am, then why am I here? If you can't accept my decisions, if I want to make a mistake, like let's say you do something that's drastic and that's wrong, and you know it's wrong, but you're not going to fall flat on your face, they should still love you for you and understand that if something's going to happen, you have to learn yourself, and they have to accept that. Okay? That's unconditional love. And a lot of people in the world has really forgotten about that.
They have.
So when you have unconditional love, you care about the person. The word is called person. I don't love this person because they have this kind of job. I don't love this person because they have a business.
Right.
I love the person for the personality, who they are, what they stand for, what they believe in.
Right.
All those kind of things. So,
yeah.
Cool.
So there you go.
So that is a wrap. That's the last one here. And guys, I really appreciate you guys being on here. And not to fret, next Monday, we are going to do more personal development leaders. We're going to be talking about that even more, because I think it's needed. I really do. I think that people really need to understand the power and the technology that we have at our fingertips to really reprogram our thoughts, to be better, to think better, to grow better, right? And to inspire others to grow better as well, okay? So with that being said, guys, my name is Rich Guzman.
My name is Anastasia Halders, better known as Coach Ace.
And guys, don't forget to click on the notification bell here on YouTube, and also leave a comment, and also smash that likes button, and let Google know that you really love our content. It really helps, and we really appreciate it, okay?
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
And guys, share this out, because this is going to be great for a lot of people to really learn more about personal development and get in the nitty-gritty about it. So take care, guys. I love you. Appreciate you. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye now.